Open up the champagne.
Chair Shot Reality, episode 311. WrestleMania is getting closer. We will be in WrestleMania in Dallas and Arlington as always. And of course, Friday, as we just saw there, Friday, April 1st. Come join us at Sherlock's Pub around noon for a nice filming. Josh and I, you can be part of it. Maybe even get your 2 cents chimed in there. And the big event is WrestleMania Sunday, of course. Back at Sherlock's Pub. Less than a mile from the stadium, so don't worry about getting there. You'll be close as can be. And join us from 11:30 to 2:30. It's free to get in, but if you want to sit and join the tailgate party with not just us, but with Matt Hardy, you can do the basic meet and greet for
Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
Isn't he a world champion?
He is a world champion. He is a world
Wow,
champion.
interesting. Matt Hardy. It's going to be interesting to see how he adapts in Dallas with all of his fans. He's iconic now, so.
And you can join it again. Free to be there at Sherlock's Pub. But if you'd like to get your picture and an autograph of Matt, $10 there. And we are also going to have a very, very small select, I mean, you can count on one hand, backstage pass to hang out with Matt and us and maybe even have some catering. And that is $40. More details to come. But again, Sherlock's Pub, that's what you need to know. Eisenberg, LeBar, also that weekend is the Hall of Fame, Josh.
Yes.
Big Boss Man going in the Hall of Fame. He was announced last Monday. It was a big story broken by CBS Sports. And I'm okay with this. I'm all right with this. Again,
You're okay with mediocrity entering a, quote, Hall of Fame.
Well, you
right?
that's the thing about this Hall of Fame. There's no benchmark criteria of stats like there is for baseball or football, and even they always don't get it right. There is no voting by the writers or analysts like ourselves. It's all down to one man, Vince McMahon. It serves purposes. It serves agendas. It serves whatever demo they feel they might need. They say, hey, look, we need to get a guy from this era. Hey, we need to get whatever their demo mind is, and Big Boss Man serves it. But I don't mind it because, first off, there's been worse selections going in there.
Coco Beware.
And that's always what people are going to say.
Right, yeah.
But more importantly, Big Boss Man he put a huge stamp that I think doesn't get enough credit in the wrestling business.
Like what? What's his stamp?
Well, first off, I think this guy should get a lot of credit for the evolution. You know, late 80s, early 90s, babyface, very much in the whole say your prayers era, then evolves himself with the times. 10 years later, you know, trades in the corrections officer for more of the SWAT riot gear, did a great job, did some controversy. And in controversy, I think he put a stamp on. Think about the jailhouse match. One of the first times ever, SummerSlam, I believe 91, I think it was, against the Mountie. One of the first times that I really could think that WWE and Vince did what they do so well now, which is exterior production. Following it all night. Mountie going to a jail, getting booked, and that set the tone for how many other matches that set the tone for the WWE's boiler room brawls to
The Punjabi prison matches,
well,
right? Yeah,
Hollywood
exactly. So there
Hollywood
you go.
backlot brawls, all the different things that WWE did to step outside of the arena.
Look,
I think Big Boss Man's an influential person in the
He's
history.
kind of influential, but I think he's just still a blip on the radar of what the Attitude Era was in the late 80s. And yeah, he transitioned. And maybe it's not my problem with actually the Big Boss Man. Maybe it's my problem with the entire Hall of Fame. First off, it's a fake sport, number one. But I do understand why you do a Hall of Fame. They put a lot of time and effort into it because they have some people that should be honored. The Shawn Michaels, the Kevin Nashes, the Ultimate Warriors, Stone Cold, Rock, all these big names. But doesn't it devalue a Hall of Fame whenever you talk about all these big names and then these guys that, well, I mean, what did Big Boss Man do? Never an Intercontinental Champion, never a World Champion, never a United States Champion, a Tag Team Champion once or twice, a Hardcore Champion. Maybe it's my problem with the fact that there is no criteria. Maybe that there is no criteria, Justin, that's what bothers me. How do we know what...
But bear in mind...
But think about it like this. Why not X-Pac? Why hasn't X-Pac been in the Hall of Fame?
Because he might be next.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? It's like, it's so ass backwards
saying,
that there's no criteria for something that they're trying to make important.
But then that argument becomes irrelevant when X-Pac, if he goes in next year. I mean, they can only put in so many guys each year. And you say...
They shouldn't put that many guys in to begin with.
Well,
they have too many people, Justin.
First off, and to say that's a fake sport. I mean, there's a Hollywood Walk of Fame for a world of
I agree.
fake.
That's why I said But
let's look at it this way. Yes, Big Boss Man. Even though he was one of the guys that was just below. I mean, again, at the height, he was that top mid card where you worked him. You're getting ready to go to the Hulk Hogan's potentially. He was in that kind of a role at one point. And even though if you want to say he was a lifetime mid carder, I say this all the time to fans who get upset when this wrestler, their favorite wrestler, doesn't get a higher status of treatment. Not everybody in a show can be a main eventer. You need people to fill out different roles and positions just as you would in a sport. Not everybody can be the leadoff batter. Not everybody can be the cleanup. You need guys to fill different roles, and Big Boss Man filled the mid-card with great quality, so why shouldn't he be a quality mid-card on the mid-card of the Hall of Fame class this year?
You were the mid-card whenever we played flag football at Point Park. I couldn't throw you out there offensively, but defensively you're fantastic. Would you agree
I was
with
a
that?
beast defensively.
But you couldn't catch a ball worth a lick.
I was
You had better. You had like tailored hands.
I was the
man.
white LeVar Arrington.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. You weighed about 97 pounds in high school, or not high school, in college. But anyway, I just have a problem with the Hall of Fame because I do think that WWE should establish some sort of criteria. How do you get in there? What do you need to accomplish? And if you want to make it really important, then you become more selective than they have been in the years. I hate whenever I see guys on the stage, and there's guys that obviously belong in the Hall of Fame, and then there's guys thinking to yourself, maybe they're in the Hall of Fame just because Vince McMahon likes them. And that's not a good thing.
I'll tell you what, with the fact that it's becoming very likely that probably by next year that there will be a physical Hall of Fame location in Orlando for WWE, I think based upon that and based upon the fact that WWE, especially more under the Triple H direction of things, they are becoming more media friendly, if you will, conference calls and such, because they are starting to acknowledge the media, not just mainstream media, but the wrestling specific media. I would not be shocked if in, let's say, maybe 5 years, that they, not the entire class, but maybe there's one spot, and maybe they even name, how they have the Warrior Award, maybe they even name this spot if they have one person that gets to be voted in or voted on by writers. But there's enough people now that WWE is starting to acknowledge out there in the media world, radio, TV, print, that they let do interviews and such. So I would not be surprised if they had a small pool of people that they allowed eventually to have one. I don't know what you call it.
You throwing your name in the ring there?
Oh, maybe.
I don't want to
call it the Internet Award, but you just maybe call it the Writers Award.
The Writers Award, yeah. And I think with that, you can also do like a golden circle where you're getting guys that are the top notch, the guys that are the headliners. We've talked about this, who is a headliner, who's not a headliner. You need to separate the elite from just the average.
Is he a headliner? Brian Gulish. We always wonder. Brian Gulish joins Josh and I as we're all back here after a week off. It's going to be a great time as we have plenty to talk about. We got Roadblock to talk about. Yeah, remember Roadblock? It's coming up Saturday night. We're also going to talk about the Shane McMahon, Undertaker, this entire story, what's going on there. Chairshot Reality, WrestleZone.com, and YouTube.com.